Do you remember all the times we used to chill in your parents' car way up in the hills? And we promised that when things would change, we would always stay the same. Clouds are rolling by, I'm happy wasting all my time, dreaming of what we used to know. Back to where it started, to the place they say the hardest. We'll be headed back home, back home. We'll be headed back home, back home. We'll be headed back home, back home. When I think of all the hours we would spend ditching class and baking in the sand, thinking what our lives might be after we turn 23. Clouds are rolling by, I'm happy wasting all my time.
10, not 11. All right, now that the stupid edit is out of the way, right? Two things. One, let's go ahead and give you guys a physique update because I'm looking for any reason to take off my shirt, my videos now that I'm leaner. But because I'm not doing as much volume, maybe reference back, we'll do a physique update every maybe like 2 weeks. So you can see what I'm working with in terms of less hypertrophy. How I look here?
Pretty shredded, bro.
Ah! I have no idea how to flex, but that's how I look right now. But I want to show you guys something else over on the bench here. So today we worked up to 240 pounds for 12 sets of 3. And during all of my top sets, I messaged my coach, Silent Mike, and I show him some of the sets and give you some feedback. And one thing that he told me was, so I put a little bit of an arch in my back, and then I used to tuck my feet right down here. One thing that he suggested was putting your feet out a little wider, because then basically with the bench, you know you're supposed to like push backwards, so it's kind of like bring it down and you're driving back towards the bench. With your feet kind of like this, it was making, I think I had like issues with my butt lifting off, but if you have your stance a little wider, then when you drive back, you're almost like pushing yourself like down into the bench. So I think that's gonna really help out with minimal butt lifting. And he said, and I quote, "Them titties are ready for 315. But today is a very busy day. It is Wednesday. Tomorrow, which is Thursday, which was the car video that you watched. I'm like all over the place in the time continuum. But it's launch day for me tomorrow for the compression pants and the hats. So I have to get the entire website set up. I do all the back end stuff. I'm doing the email marketing, things like that. So thanks to everyone who snagged some stuff up. If anything's sold out, we'll get it restocked. But very, very hot in the gym. Very, very busy day. And I have some exciting stuff to show you and tell you later in this video. So stay tuned, dude. I bought the keyboard piano thing that I mentioned in a previous video, so I am somewhat serious about wanting to learn something, a musical instrument. I've always been fascinated by people who can sit down and just play the piano. I think it's really, really cool. I think it sounds awesome, and I think the guitar is overplayed. Ha! It's like no pun intended, because the play, no, I don't know. I've just been fascinated by the piano. And I think this is something that I can apply some time to and learn, and I really want to learn, and I want you guys to hold me accountable. So maybe like each week you can be like, Max, show us some dang piano, dude. I'm gonna dump down this video if I don't hear you progressing, literally progressing. So I've also would like to ask any of you who play the piano, do you think it's worth getting a teacher, or should I just watch like free YouTube videos so I can learn, you know, in the middle of the night or whatever? Obviously that, you know, I can learn at my own pace and whatnot, but I think a teacher would help in terms of like finger placements and just not learning bad habits. But I have learned, or I've memorized a couple of things, so I want to show you guys here. We're going to keep this clip going completely raw so you can see any mess ups. So this is that new Justin Bieber song. It's called like Desperado, Desperate Potato, I don't know. This one took me a long time to memorize, but I think I got it down. Here we go. Haha, gotcha. No, but seriously, two songs that I don't know if I want to actually learn how to play, like read music, or if I just want to memorize a bunch of songs to impress my friends, like all three of them. I don't know. But here's like I want to learn For Elise, so see, this gets frustrating. And I also want to learn hallelujah. Wait. No, wait. Yep. Let's just play a fan favorite, just for old time's sake. Okay, hold me accountable, guys. I'm gonna learn this. All right, so I'm headed to the office. It is 1:15. We had the compression pant and hat launch an hour and 15 minutes ago at noon, and it went insane. So thank you guys so much. Orders are still rolling in. We're gonna get them out as quickly as possible. But I always like to hang out at my computer for at least an hour directly at launch and make sure that if anyone has any issues, you know, in the initial purchasing during the launch, that it's taken care of, it's smooth. If there's any issues with shipping, billing, whatever, I take care of you. Hey, you know, my order I accidentally placed for double, you know, whatever it is, I try to make sure that you have the best possible experience, because when you offer a product or a service, you know, them buying it, them going on your website and them receiving it is the entire customer, you know, interaction. You need to make sure that every step along that way is as smooth and easy and convenient for the person buying them as possible. And I try to provide the best customer service that I possibly can. There may be some times where I'm unable to fulfill a request, but 9 times out of 10, whatever the issue, I'm gonna make sure that you're taken care of. I'm gonna make sure that the item is, you know, refunded. I'm gonna make sure that you get a replacement. I'm gonna make sure that, you know, if need be, I upgrade your shipping. Like, I'm gonna do everything to make sure that you guys are happy from purchasing something from me, because it's so much more important to have longevity with someone, you know, coming back to your store or your service. Like, that's way more important than a single item. So if you're like, oh, I'm gonna take a loss on this single shirt or book or whatever because, you know, the customer has some sort of issue, do it, because like the cost of one item is significantly less than losing that customer for the entirety of the lifetime because you didn't want to, like, you wanted to make an extra 20 bucks. Like, my brain doesn't work that way, and I try to just, like, all the good customer service I've had with, like, Capital One, Nordstrom, Amazon, things like that, I try to, you know, as much as I can, apply that towards my small business. So if you guys ever do any sort of small endeavor, customer service, customer service, customer service! What's up, guys? Squats today. But as you saw in the title, we're gonna talk about protection. I'm gonna make this as least cringy as possible. Come on over here, Peter. Make this least cringy as possible with the least amount of sex references. But in competition, there's 2 types of competing: equipped and raw. And raw does not mean that you can't use any equipment. You can still use protection. Ha! Let me show you it. It is this magical device, a belt. Now, I don't really talk about belt usage that much on my channel because, I mean, it's ignorant of me to, like, always assume that everyone knows about Inzer belts, everyone knows about, you know, proper belt usage. But I forget that there's a lot of people out there that maybe do not know about belts, have never even heard of an Inzer belt. They see me wearing this all the time. They see my sick lever flick and they're like, what is that, dude? I want that around me. So this is an Inzer lever belt. I'm gonna put a link to Amazon. I'm pretty sure they have it on Amazon, just so you can see what it is. It's about $100. And now a lot of people will think $100 for a belt is ridiculous. And you know, I agree. When I bought this, I was back in college. $100 was a decent amount of money. And once you purchase this, you'll realize that it's like a great investment for your lifting. I've had this belt for about 5 years now that I spent $100 on, okay? It's never broke on me. I've never had any issues with it. This is a 10mm Inzer Lever Forever belt. Now you have two variations of this, or in thickness at least. You have the 10mm and you have the 13mm, and then you have the lever and you have the prong, right? I like the lever because what that allows you to do is it always is the exact same tightness anytime you do it. So when I flick like this and when I unflick, it's the exact same tightness. With the prong, you'll be like up against, you know, something like this, and you're trying to tighten it. It might be like different tightnesses, and sometimes people will want a different tightness belt for squat than they do the deadlift. I'm not like that. I like to have the same core support around it. So I chose to go with the 10mm because I'm a smaller guy. If you want to go 13mm, that's usually going to be for the more big boys, or at least that's what I've been told.
It's also a little cheaper.
Is it?
Yeah.
13's cheaper?
No, 10's cheaper.
Oh, well, yeah, well, because it's less material. So this is a high quality leather 10mm thick belt, and I freaking love it. Now, I know a lot of you may want to get like a, what are they, Vallejo belts or something. It's like 20 bucks, and you'd be like, it's only 20 bucks, man, it's a belt. Your gym used to have them. These are light years difference in quality and like support. I'm not affiliated with Inzer at all, and I've been pimping them for like 4.5 years now, okay? That's how awesome this belt is. It's my absolute favorite lifting accessory. If I cannot lift with any other thing, it would be this dang belt. Now the question will come up is, when do I use the belt? Max, I don't know when to use the belt. Do I use it at 135? What if I'm not as strong as you? You know, should I not use the belt until you use the belt? It's gonna come to each individual at different times. I have gotten to the point where I always put on the belt at certain lifts, even though my strength has gone up. On squat, I put it on at 315 pounds, and for deadlift, I put it on at 405. I put it on at deadlift at 405 when I could only deadlift 500, and I can deadlift a little over 600 now, and I still put it at 405. So you're gonna find that sweet spot. The idea of the belt is to give you a little core support, a little back stability. It's gonna allow you to put some intra-abdominal pressure, so when the belt is tight, you're pushing your abs against the belt, you're creating kind of this wall, and it's gonna help support you. A big thing for me using the belt is a mental cue. So when I put on the belt at the specific weight, it's gonna mean it's go time. It also is gonna kind of give a placebo confidence booster. It kind of makes you feel safe. So that is overall the general use of what I use the belt for. I would recommend people get them. I know a lot of people train, they have like beltless PRs and things like that. That is all fantastic. I have no desire to see how much I can squat and deadlift without a belt. Does that mean their core stronger than mine? Maybe, I don't know. I think when you get a certain point, when you feel you need a belt, go ahead and get it. There's not like a specific number, but you don't want to get too early. I'd say at least lift for like a year. Would you say like a year lifting before you get a belt?
Yeah.
Yeah, again, it's a case-by-case basis. Do your research, right? But absolutely, I cannot recommend this Inzer lever belt. There are a lot of copycats out there. There are a lot of brands that make the same lever thing. I don't know the quality of all those. I think they're essentially ripping off Inzer, because I don't know if Inzer was the first person to do the lever, but I think they were. I have no idea. But I see all these other companies that may be like a little bit cheaper. I can't vouch for them. The Inzer belt, it's like $100, $110. Best money you'll ever spend in your entire life, besides taking someone out on a date. I don't know what that feels like. But belt usage, protection, it is what it is. I've made 2 Inzer belt review videos. It goes a little bit more in depth about belt usage. There's a ton of videos out there that can walk you through how to use a belt, when to use a belt, more in depth. Science, I know that's a big thing. The science behind belt usage. I should use that as my title, right? I see a lot of people using that.
With the check marks and the X's?
Huh?
So with the check marks and the X's.
Oh yeah, lots of arrows and check marks, and be like, science, dude. The freaking science, man. I have no science because I'm a freaking idiot, so I really, really like using the belt, and I'd recommend everyone get one at some point in their lifting career. I am gonna tell you that the squats tonight I mean, obviously they weren't very pretty on my good sets that I showed you. I managed all 10 sets of 3, but like halfway through I started sucking and that got in my head. And then literally the last like 4 sets were miserable. Miserable. And I've done this way before, but it just kicked my ass today. So, I mean, I'm early on in the prep and like these things will happen. Like you're gonna have bad sessions. So what the key is to not like, as much as it got in my head for this workout, is to push through it, accept that you had a somewhat bad day, and then each session after this, just focus on, you know, kicking up the energy, kicking up the motivation, and I think we'll be good. But today, God. Okay, I actually already filmed an outro for this video, but there was a buzzing sound across the whole clip, so I'm refilming it, but I'm wrapping the video up here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Lots of belt talk. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, tell your friends, but thank you for watching. Something I want to talk about really quickly before the video ends is that this weekend something really special is happening. I'm having a very good friend of mine and a very talented videographer fly into town. As you're watching this video, he's already here, and we are going to be filming what I think will be the most impactful and just powerful video that I've ever been a part of. And what that video is a revamped version of the original Ever Forward video, which I'd recommend you go check out. Just type in Ever Forward into YouTube. You'll see the original. It's like light years and less of editing quality than it is now. But what I want to do is create an up-to-date version of that to really pay homage to my dad, to really spread the Ever Forward message, and to just, you know, if anyone doesn't understand what it is, they think it's just a clothing brand, I want this video to really represent the message that Ever Forward means to me, what it meant to my dad, and I'm so excited to make this, and I'm so excited to share it with you all, and I think it's going to be something really, really great that I can't wait. Like, I'm stoked. And so when it comes out, it's just going to be titled Ever Forward. So when that video drops, I'm going to turn off like all the ads for it. I want to make sure that you just focus on it, and I'm just really, I'm so excited. Like, I want to make, it's just gonna be cool, and I get like emotional just thinking about the video because it's like it's something special to me. I can't wait to share it to you guys. And what's even cooler about making this video is that we're doing it basically on Father's Day weekend. And you know, if you don't, you know, I'm not gonna get into it right now, but like obviously Ever Forward has a bunch to do with my dad. My dad passed away a long time ago, and you know, this Father's Day weekend, filming a video about him, about his message that, you know, I live my life by. I think it's just gonna, like, it's a cool coincidental time to film the video, right? And I hope all of you have a fantastic Father's Day weekend. I hope you spend it with your family, your loved ones, and whoever your father figure is in your life. You know, maybe you don't have a direct dad, like your blood father, so that's when you keep in contact with. Maybe he's not around or whatever. Whoever your father figure is, I hope that you spend time with them, and I hope that you have a fantastic, just loving weekend. And you know, get them a card, get them some candy, maybe watch Maxx Chewning video or two. But thank you guys so much for watching. And this video, I think a lot of times in YouTube, people always ask, like, you know, hey, what is a video that represents you? If you could only make one video, or if you were to show one video to someone, you know, that really represented everything that you truly stand for, that is what we're going to make this weekend. And I'm very excited to share it all with you, more than you know. Thank you for watching. Have a good Father's Day weekend. Ever Forward.